Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. Welcome if you're new. I'm Tiffany and this is our small town life. Around here we show you what it looks like to live in a small town in the southern United States, sharing our day-to-day life with you, welcoming you into our home, into our family, and onto our homestead. If you are new, we would love to have you subscribe and be part of our YouTube family. And if you're coming back for another video, well, hey, welcome. Alright, so just to fill you in, if you're new, I'm currently pregnant, expecting baby number 5. Our oldest is a girl, Audrey, and then we have 4 boys, Easton, Hudson, Wyatt, and our 4th boy, baby number 5, who we still do not have a name for. And that's okay. That's okay. It's a little odd for me though, because I'm the kind of person who likes to have the name decided. I like to call the baby by their name. Nothing has stuck yet. Nothing has seemed like, we're ready to settle on it. And so this baby still does not have a name. I guess it's been about 2 months ago I did one of these videos sharing some of the names that we had talked about, names that we love but might be using, and I enjoyed that. And a lot of you left some really great suggestions as well. So I thought I would do this video again, share some more names that we have talked about. And again, if you have any suggestions, if you kind of pick up on our vibe and the things that we like, the type of names that we like, and you have some suggestions, please leave them down in the comments. We would love to read them. I feel like our style is very classic and traditional, but not overused or super common. And we also tend to gravitate towards names that are a little more rustic. That's just kind of what we like. So let's go ahead and get into some more of the names, some more of them little boy names that Justin and I have been talking about, and I'm going to share them with you today. Alright, the first name on the list is Gatlin. I've got my list right here that I'm looking at. It's Gatlin, G-A-T-L-I-N. And I like this name. I like this name a lot. Justin's not crazy about it. I've kind of left it on the list just because I do really like it. But obviously if he's not crazy about it, if he doesn't feel like it's right, then we're not going to use it. But I do love the name Gatlin. It means companion, which I really like. I mentioned it before, and I will link. Did I say this already? Pregnancy brain. I don't know if I said this. If I didn't, I will link that first video that I did where we went over some baby names that we liked. I mentioned it in that video. We're not huge on name meanings. It's not like a make or break kind of thing for me, but if I come across a name and I like the meaning, well, that's a plus. And I like that it means companion. It was also ranked 776th last year, so not super popular. The next name on my list is Pace, P-A-C-E, and this is a name that Justin brought up. It's actually more of a surname, and that is where he saw it. It was someone's last name. And I like surnames as first names and as middle names. As a matter of fact, we do have a middle name picked out for this baby boy, and it is a surname. So I do like that feel, and I like the name Pace. It also means peace. So again, that's a plus. The next name is Theodore with the nickname Theo, and this name was actually on our list when we were pregnant with Wyatt. Again, I'll link that video from my pregnancy with Wyatt where we talked about names, and Theo was on that list. Now I like Theo by itself as a standalone name, but Justin prefers Theodore with the nickname Theo. Now this name is much more popular, definitely in the top 100s. Honestly, I think I've even seen a couple of lists where it was in the top 10, which isn't something I usually go for, but I love the name. I like the way it sounds. I like the way it sounds with the middle name that we've picked out and our last name. So I'm leaving it on the list, even though it is ranked a lot higher than what I would typically go for. Theodore, with the nickname Theo, is on the list. And like I said, it was on our list as well when we were pregnant with Wyatt. Speaking of names that were on the list when we were pregnant with Wyatt and are on this list, and I didn't mention this name in the first video, I probably should have, but it's the name Fletcher. And this is Justin's all-time favorite name, Fletcher, with the nickname Fletch. He has liked it for a long time. He still really likes it, and I do as well. Audrey's not a big fan of it, and I know that we probably won't please everyone, but I like to take their opinions into consideration, of course. So Fletcher is still on the list, and Audrey has said, if that's the name y'all want to use it. It's not a big deal, and it is Justin's favorite name, Fletcher, with the nickname Fletch. So it's definitely on the list. Some of us just aren't as crazy about it as others. In that first video, we had mentioned that we like the name Archer, but it is rising in popularity. Fletcher gives that same feel. It means arrowsmith or arrow maker, but it's not near as popular. Fletcher is ranked 655, where Archer had quickly moved into like top 100s ish. So that's something I like about the name Fletcher, is it gives that same feel to me as Archer, but it's not near as popular. So there's a little bit of a story behind this next name, and it's the name Jet. Justin brought this name up, and when he brought it up, he had spelled it J-E-T or J-E-T-T. I prefer it J-H-E-T-T. And when he mentioned it, he was like, I don't know, I really like it. I kind of feel like it's nickname-ish. And the more I thought about it, the more I really liked it, especially spelled J-H-E-T-T. And we mentioned it to my mom, and she was like, your sister is naming their boy Jetson. And my stepsister had just told my mom and stepdad that they are going to be naming their little boy, she's due a few weeks after us, Jetson. And so that that took it off the list, but I was just like, what are the odds we have good taste, I suppose, and liked the same names. Kind of along that same line, I like Rhett, R-H-E-T-T, but Justin, he doesn't like that one. The next name I have written down is Holden, H-O-L-D-E-N, and when I mentioned this name, Justin really liked it. We kind of let it sit for a while, a week or so, saying it in our minds, kind of seeing what we thought about it. And he came back and said, you know what, I don't think that's it. I don't think I like it as much now as I did when he first mentioned it. I love the name Holden. My only catch with Holden is that would put 3 of our 4 boys having H names. So Wyatt is actually Wyatt's middle name. His first name is Harlan. So it'd be Hudson, Harlan, Holden, and then we would have Easton. Not a big deal, really. And the more I've thought about that, and I'll mention a couple more names that I have a little bit of a hold up like that with. The more I've thought about it, the more God has told me, Tiffany, stop worrying about stuff like that. I will show you the right name. And if there's some kind of pattern or something like that, it's not a big deal. The more kids you have, the more you notice those kinds of things. Like, I love 6-letter names, but Wyatt would be the only one that didn't have 6 letters. With Holden, Easton would be the only boy that wasn't an H name. Lawson, I really like, but then Wyatt would be the only boy whose name didn't end in O-N. Not a big deal, y'all, but it's just those things that you think about. And that's another one of those things that I think about. Obviously, it didn't bother me when we named him Harlan Wyatt that he would be the only boy without an O-N name. I don't even think I thought about it. But I've noticed a few of those things as we've talked about names. Like I said, though, God has given me peace in the fact that He will show us the right name. And if there's some kind of pattern, it really isn't a big deal. The next name I have is Corbin, C-O-R-B-I-N, and Justin brought this name up. He liked it. He brought it up after I had mentioned the name Colby, Colby. He didn't really like Colby, but he liked Corbin, and so Corbin is on our list. And then the last name that I thought I would share with y'all today that we have been talking about and really liking, added to our list, is the name Raylen, Raylen. And I brought this up and I asked Justin what he thought about it. He said he liked it, and he was like, I think I have mentioned that name before. I don't think he has. But he says he has. So Raylen is another name that's on the list. If we're going to talk about meanings, the name Raylen means protecting hands. I kind of see that as a child that's very caring and kind and sweet. And then an adult, a husband, a father, they're protecting hands. And then God's protecting hands on this child. So I do really like the name Raylen and the meaning of the name Raylen. There you go. There's some more names that we've been talking about. I thought I'd sit down and share those with you today. Again, if you have any suggestions for us, if you have a name that kind of fits along those same lines that you think we would like, by all means, leave it down in the comments. We love reading through those and getting more ideas. And if we settle on a name for this baby, we will be sure to share it with you. We're not trying to keep it a secret or anything like that. We've just not settled on anything yet. That's all I've got for you today. Like I said, just wanted to sit down for a little while and chat with you and talk baby names. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.